Hi everybody, just a little tour of the music room, showing you some of my Beatles collection. Up there are Beatles box sets and some David Bowie box sets as well. Then up here we've got some pictures of the Beatles. That's a light that lights up. These are two boxes of singles which we got off a chap in London, and he got them off Brian Epstein's cousin, I think it was at the time. More memorabilia, box sets, figurines, playing cards, more Beatles box sets. That's the BCS 13 that came out in 1978. But fortunately that is a Dutch copy, not a UK copy. Then we've got Revolver, Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, the Beatles White Album, and the Esher demos, Abbey Road, Let It Be, the 8 LP box set of All Things Must Pass. I've also got a Meatloaf CD there. Don't know what that's doing there. There we've got what's that one? The Band on the Run box set from a couple of years ago. An original UK copy of All Things Must Pass there. 2 original copies of the Concerts of Bangladesh, British. Then that one there is actually an Indian copy. Concerts for George. That is the box set out of the George Harrison box set, if that makes sense. Those two there are the Beatles Let It Be box sets from 1970. Then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wedding albums there. That one is the only one that's an original UK. Those two are Japanese issues from the 1970s, and those two are the recent reissues. The Beatles Red and Blue albums, the Beatles in mono, George Harrison's All Things Must Pass, Living in the Material World box set, Living in the Material World double album, and then there's the 2 recent John Lennon EPs. Then we've got John, Paul, George and Ringo up there, guitars, drum kit, more posters and things on the walls. Look, this is like an answer to something that somebody said the other day. This says, what is your music room actually like and what's in it? So this is my music room and this is what is in it. It's not usually quite as tidy as this, by the way. And then when we get onto the main albums, this is the Beatles American album. So you've got introducing the Beatles all the way up to Let It Be. Then there's Greek albums, French albums. There, from there to there, roughly, is the Agostini reissues. Then we've got the Love album there. We've got the 3 anthology albums there. Then there's George Harrison, Ringo Starr, things like that. Again, this is all Beatles. And this is the British lot. So that starts off with, well, it starts off with Tony Sheridan and things like that. But then you've got your Please Please Miss with the Beatles and everything in there. More than one copy of things. Right, all these from there, from that one there to that one there. So that is all those there. They are all white albums. Then we've got 1962 to 66, 67 to 70, rock and roll compilations and things like that. We've got a couple of Buddy Holly CDs, cassettes. That is Imagine from Strawberry Fields in New York City, poster. Protect Kids Not Guns, Abbey Road sign. John Lennon Legend CD, Rolling Stones Rock and Roll Circus CD. Now and Then CD. This is all stuff that's usually just in the back of the shelves anyway, to be honest. Once Upon a Time, John Lennon. Oasis. Then this is all John Lennon. These here are all Paul McCartney. Up to there. Then these are Apple and related. Those there. That is the Beatles Golden Album. I think there's one or two albums missing off that. John Lennon box set Japanese pressing. John Lennon box set UK version. 1, 2, 3, 4. They are all the 8 album LP sets from Liverpool. That is the CD version. Various other Beatles bits and bobs there. The Beatles Around the World. Some more bits and bobs, and some more bits and bobs. There's some more Beatles LPs down here. That's all Beatles. This is all Beatles. That is Beatles and Beatles related, apart from that one. That's Status Quo. The Abbey Road one there, it is intact, but I've got 2 copies of it. Joe Strummer on Dark Horse, I've still yet to play that, to be honest. This is all the German Beatles albums, and then there's more sort of like duplicates and stuff here of Beatles records, solo Beatles records. And then this is my big box. Oh, and this is full of Beatles and Beatles related singles. See them? So there's a good few hundred in here. Nothing particularly rare. You know, there's UK copies, there's American copies, French copies, German copies. Then this is my setup at the minute. So that is my Sony Direct Drive record deck, running through Denon speakers and a Denon amp. That is the Hitachi cassette deck that we've recently bought, and a Philips CD player. And then that is my Project belt drive with a, I've got how you pronounce the cartridge on that. It's got a really good cartridge on, and then there's various bits and bobs around the rest of the room. So yeah, so this is Beatle Dave's music room. I'm trying not to show you the floor, because the floor is a bit messy at the minute. There is a Love Me Do in a frame. That is the Beatles Love Me Do promotional thing. There's a letter there from my old mate Mr. Ellie, from when we met each other just over a year ago. So yeah, so this is everything, well, the majority of my Beatles collection. There's a couple of things up there as well. There's a John Lennon thing there, and then we've got a jukebox there, and some more records and some DVDs and things over there. So I just thought I'd do something a little bit different. Well, that is my, you might be able to see that, that is my cup collection of Beatles mugs and cups, and that is the Corgi models we got a few years ago, and then we've got 2 Beatles clocks. So I just thought I'd do you a quick video on this very nice sunny afternoon. So whatever you're doing, please stay safe, and remember, the Beatles are #1 forever.